The Alienware 13, when it ships in December, will have a lot of firsts for Alienware. First and foremost, it's the first 13-inch gaming laptop from Dell. An interesting statistic is Alienware, the gaming arm of Dell, isn't exactly new to the scene. The Alienware 13 is also the thinnest laptop they've ever made at just over 1 inch thick. That's still a fair amount larger than the Razer Blade, which measures in at an incredible 66 inches, but the fact that Alienware is closing that gap is amiable. If it's only 1 inch thick and 4.5 pounds, how can it withstand the everyday dings and bumps that occur in our bags? Don't worry, the Alienware 13 will also be one of the first to be made with carbon fiber chips infused into the case. Okay, but if it's 1 inch thick and 4.5 pounds, it must have some pretty lackluster components, right? Yes, but not exactly. The Alienware 13 will, more or less, be as powerful as you want it to be if you're willing to shell out for it. An Alienware representative told me to expect pricing to start at $999, about £600, 1,100 Australian dollars, for the basic model equipped with a 4th generation Haswell i5U processor, NVIDIA GTX 860M GPU, 8GB of DDR3 liters memory and a mechanical hard drive. But upgrade options include 2 SSDs in place of the one mechanical drive and a boost in memory to 16GB of DDR3 liters instead of 8. What will hurt the longevity of the system are the switch from standard Intel Core mobile processors to the ultra-low power Haswell U-line and foregoing the opportunity to include the latest NVIDIA 970 and 980M Maxwell GPUs. Thankfully, Alienware has a solution. More important than the polycarbonate case or 860M GPU is the recently unveiled Alienware graphics amplifier that the company is selling in tandem with the Alienware 13. A discerning addition. So it's not exactly the Large Hadron Collider of the gaming world, but the Alienware graphics amplifier is still pretty darn cool. It supports any double-wide desktop GPU from either AMD or NVIDIA and connects via a proprietary cable to the back of the Alienware 13. It's essentially an external GPU that can handle the workload of high-end games and applications and stream the results to the laptop. Inside the case you'll find a 350-watt PSU and PCIe X16 slot that will accommodate almost any GPU. I say almost any because you won't be able to fit dual-linked cards, like the NVIDIA GTX Titan Z or AMD Radeon R9 295X2, in the allotted space. It's not hot swappable, but plug in the amplifier before you start up your machine and you'll be running off the external GPU. If it does happen to get unplugged during operation, an event that the Alienware reassured me won't be an issue thanks to the locking mechanism on the cord, the machine just forces a reboot. The implication here is that the compromise between choosing either a laptop or a desktop is gone. Alienware's amplifier allows you to have the easily portable 13-inch notebook to take with you throughout your day. Then, when you go home at night, plug into the external GPU and ratchet up the settings onto Ultra for a better gaming experience. That solution, however, comes at a cost. The Alienware graphics amplifier will launch alongside the Alienware 13, but costs an additional $299, about £200, 340 Australian dollars, for a unit without a card. Drop an extra $800, about £500, 900 Australian dollars, on a full-size NVIDIA GeForce GTX 980, and your $1,000 laptop setup is now $2,000, about £1,250, 2,300 Australian dollars, laptop system that only plays games at the highest settings when it's plugged in. Display, battery, networking and LEDs. But what's a high resolution if you don't have a screaming screen to display it on? The Alienware 13 has you covered, no matter what your budget is, by offering 3 options: an HD Glare 1360x768 option, FHD Glare 1920x1080 option, QHD Touch Capacitive 1920x1080 IPS screen. If those don't tickle your aesthetical fancy, the Alienware 13 has mini display and HDMI out ports that let you connect up to 2 external displays. Concerned about battery life? Don't be. During my hands-on time with the unit I was told to expect at least 7 hours while perusing the internet and an hour or 2 less while watching Netflix or playing games. Yes, the 4 zones of customizable LEDs located in the keyboard and lid will suck up some juice, but ultimately they won't break the camel's back, so to speak. Networking won't be a problem either, as the Alienware 13 comes built-in with killer technology that supports 802.11 account. Early verdict. I see a lot of potential in the Alienware 13. As a standalone laptop without the amplifier, you've got a solid rig that should play games like Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor at a respectable 60 frames per second while live streaming on Twitch. Add an external GTX 980 or 970 GPU and you should have more than enough power to blow through Metro Last Light, or any other game for that matter, with the graphics set to high.
Thanks for watching my video. Subscribe my YouTube channel for more latest updates.